Okay.
So generally when I've kind of got to the shot here where the pin's pretty close to me and I don't have a lot of green to work with, but it's a short chip, I feel pretty comfortable. You know, sometimes I try to hold a shot.
Okay.
I do feel that comfortable with it.
Okay.
But it's more of the longer one that, so we're going to this pin here that is, you know, probably 50 feet onto the green.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little different because,
Okay.
like I said earlier today, I kind of play all my shots with a 60 degree.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel comfortable enough to really take an 8 iron or a 9 iron or a wedge or whatever and just make this big swing. I'd like to, and I understand that that's the better shot. It's just,
Okay.
I don't know if I'm not playing the shot correctly or what the deal is.
Okay. Well, let's do this. Grab an 8 iron. You got your 8 iron over there for you. Let me give you a little quick demonstration on how I feel like bumper run. Now, bumper run's not my favorite shot in the bag, but sometimes it's necessary.
Yeah.
So, you know, what I like to do is I like to, for me personally, I have a close, you know, very close narrow stance, kind of open to my target. All right. Play it pretty much right in the middle of my stance. That's basically where all I want. And we're gonna just play it as like a normal chip shot, like we were talking about before, where you know you have your hands ahead of the ball and everything. The only difference is with this club, obviously it has a little bit less loft on it, so it's gonna shoot down as much. It's not gonna get as high off the ground, so it's gonna roll out a lot more, and that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
So what you want to do is you almost want to make a putting stroke, nice and smooth putting stroke. So think of it as just a really long putting stroke. And sometimes what you like to do is you like to try to maybe point out a spot on the green where you want it to land. So in a situation like this, you know, obviously everything's going this way.
Yeah.
You almost want to land it, you know, somewhere maybe up in this area and just let it run out from there.
Okay.
So I'll try to show you what I'm talking about in that sense.
Okay.
So, you know, I'm pointing out my area, pick it out over there, you know, and try to just hit it so it's nice and smooth. That was pretty good.
All right. Yeah,
So
I'd take that.
where I wanted to land it actually probably wasn't far enough. I probably wanted to go a little bit further. But the general idea is you saw how much that rolled out versus, you know, the 60 degree wedge and the 56 degree wedge that we were hitting before.
Yeah.
So why don't you try it and see what how confident you feel about it. So just remember, you know, set up comfortable, set up like you're gonna hit your normal chip shot. That's all I want you to do. Yeah, that's perfect. That was good.
See,
So
I didn't make perfect contact work. That
Right.
was not the shot I had planned in my head.
Okay, see, but that's the benefit of a bump and run too.
Yeah.
Is even if you don't hit it great, you know, let's say you hit it a little fat, it's still gonna run out more. So if you were to hit a 56 fat somewhere, you know, that's gonna just, it's gonna be fat and that's it. It's just gonna sit there. It's not gonna roll out a whole lot unless you thin it or something.
Yeah.
But that one you kind of hit a little fat and it's still rolled out and you're still got yourself a very reasonable chance at an up and down. So
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I could make that putt,
absolutely,
but I mean, it would be nicer to hit it a little closer.
definitely. And that one you kind of came up on a little bit, so that's where you want to just kind of stay down and trust it. You know, make that putting stroke. You don't need to necessarily accelerate through the ball. You know, you want to have a nice smooth back and forward stroke. Perfect. And you can see how much that rolled out.
Yeah.
You know,
I just
so
played enough break.
Yep.
See, that's where the difference is from that being on the ground.
Right.
I guess it's an adjustment I'll have to make.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where, you know, you need to take your time on some shots. You know, this shot right here, you know, definitely a 50, you know, definitely a bump and a run kind of shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bump and runs are good when you have to go up and over a hill. Sometimes, you know, where you have to get it to roll out and be a little bit firmer instead of trying to fly it on top of that hill or something. Situation like this, you know, it's pretty simple,
Yeah.
you know, shot. But yeah, you're gonna have to be able to read the green and stuff too. I would treat a bump and run almost like a putt,
Yeah.
where, you know, point out your spot and then from your spot read the green and see what it's gonna do. Think about, okay, if I'm putting this, where is it gonna go? So that's the kind of stuff that I want you to think about when you get in a situation like this.
Yeah.
So, you know, point out your spot and read the green, and you should be fine.